Hours after my parents trespassed me and my boyfriend from their property for trying to make contact with my siblings who no one had seen or heard from in 5 years, we all ended up at the police station. There's me, there's my boyfriend, and there's my entire family in their 15-passenger van. So after we got trespassed, we moved my car across the street so it wasn't right in front of their house and went and spent some time talking to more of the neighbors and learning more about what they had or hadn't seen, and gave many of them my phone number so that they could be in contact with me if they ever saw or heard anything. And then we were about to leave when we witnessed my parents loading up all 9 of their kids in their 15-passenger van. And mind you, the neighbors had not seen them get in this van in years. So immediately alarm bells went off that they were about to suddenly disappear with all these kids because of our balloons and Harry Potter notes today. And so we were in my car when we saw this start happening. So I started the car, we pulled up. I don't think they knew we were still out there, so we pulled up behind them and rolled down the window, where are you taking them? What's going on? And they were just hustling heads down into the van and wouldn't say anything to us and acted like we weren't there. And then they pull out and I decided I'm going to follow them. So we follow them to see where they're going to take them, and they call the police. We call the police, say that we're worried about if they're about to just disappear with these kids, what's happening, because we had caused this big disruption to their bubble in their lives today, and maybe they were going to just take them away so nobody could find them again. And they ended up telling all of us to drive to the police station, and we pulled up and we got out of the car, me and my boyfriend, and they would not get out of the van. They wanted us to be arrested and were trying to find any way to charge us with something for our concern for my siblings. So my boyfriend and I ended up going to the police station, sitting down with this officer, talking to him about the situation, explaining what our concerns were. The other officer was outside talking to my parents while they were in the van, freaking out, and they ended up letting them go because the officer told us that they were worried that my mom was going to go into some type of medical emergency because she was hyperventilating and freaking out about us trying to see the kids. And they let them drive away. We talked to them a little more. They wrote down some stuff, and we gave them our contact information, and they gave us contact information for somebody to talk to us about this in more detail later. And then the officers told us that they would make sure that van ended up back at the house at the end of the night, and they'd make sure that they all made it home that night, but that there was nothing else they could do in that situation. So the officers made sure that they made it home that night at least. And then the next morning, my parents had installed an entire security camera system overnight in response to all of this.